Okay, we're in a 2003 Chrysler Sebring convertible. Doing a remote starter. We're doing the Crime Stopper PSO4 G4. The car's already apart. This is an older vehicle, but it is still a kit that I do sell. I'm just going to show you a couple of the things. Taking it apart, you take this piece off, a couple screws under here, screw on the side, screws down on the bottom here and here. For the lower pad, you want to pop the push tab out of this panel, pop this panel out. There's also a 5/8 nut back here to undo to drop the underdash panel along with a speed clip. Okay, the installation is pretty much done. I'm just going to show you where I grab everything for a reference here, and I'll just go through the colors real quick. First of all is the immobilizer modules mounted on the ignition right here. We've unplugged it. We've already gone ahead. We're doing this with an iDataLink DL module. It's going to provide tachometer, brake, lock, unlock, trunk, a lot of functions through data. There's harder ways to do this car that will cost you less, but this is the easy way to do it. Basically, we've interrupted the ignition wire, the blue with white. We've got our bypass module wire soldered in. We have the pink from the iDataLink and the white with red going to the car side of the cut. We have our white with black going to the plug side of the cut. And then our data, or J1850 wire, is orange off the iDataLink going to the violet with a pink stripe here. Down here in our ignition connections, a lot of stuff comes through here. Actually, you can get the parking lights here. It'll be this black with yellow. I got them on the other side, and I'll show you that. Starter wire is yellow. Crime Stopper brown goes to the yellow wire. Gray wire, the ignition 2 off of the Crime Stopper goes to the black with an orange stripe on the car. Primary ignition is dark blue. There's a bunch of blue wires in there. You got to test it. It is a dark blue, smaller gauge. You can see that. There's another wire here. If you don't connect this green with a red stripe, you get a check engine light on the vehicle after it runs for about 10 minutes, supposedly. So we just connect it just in case. I've grabbed one power wire here off the pink with a black stripe. That's like the blower motor feed. The remote starter has 2 power inputs, so I grabbed another one over here at the back of the fuse box. Right here we have a pink with a white trace. Grab my second power supply there. It's a nice heavy gauge wire. I don't believe there's another wire over there heavy enough to actually power it. In case you're going to, if you mix up the blower power with the ignition power, you could potentially pop the ignition fuse. So we've put one power source over here to prevent that from ever happening. Down here we have a brake connection, white with brown. Grab the brake there. Even though the module is going to supply the brake, I made a hard connection anyway because it's right there. The positive parking lights can be obtained on the same plug as the brake there. There's a ton of black with yellow trace running around this car. Just verify that it is positive when the lights are turned on. And we have the parking light feed source from the positive, and we have nice solid ground right here. Basically, when we're running wires over the column, make sure they're secured. You don't want anything falling down and getting inside the column and you know, creating a harness wrap around the steering column situation. Definitely don't want that. So right now we're all set. We're ready to program the module and get everything working. So one other connection that we did need that I didn't go over here is the horn connection. Now I was able to grab the horn at the back of the BCM here, or fuse box, and I'm just going to get a picture of everything so you can orientate yourself and figure out where you are in the vehicle when you're looking at this stuff. Okay, we're getting ready to program our iDataLink module. We're using the Crime Stopper PSO4 G4. Basically, the first thing we want to do, when we're using Crime Stopper and iDataLink, we got to set the data protocol correctly. And the data protocol is going to be iDataLink, so the Crime Stopper remote starter that is option 5, selection 1. So in order to do that, when everything's put in, I'm going to turn the key to the on position. We're going to press the program button 5 times to get the unit in program mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to get 5 light flashes, 5 horn honks to confirm that we're in program mode. Now we're going to go to selection number 5, or feature number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then when we get to feature 5, we're going to press either the lock button on the 4-button remote to select selection number 1, which is iDataLink protocol. Now we can go ahead and program the iDataLink module. We're going to shut the key off in the vehicle. Going to go to the iDataLink module. You're going to have a green light blinking. It's going to blink 1 time, pause, blink again. This means that the module is in data mode. If we were to push the program button again, the green light would start blinking 2 times. That's standard mode. We're doing everything with data, so we want it to be in data mode. So if you accidentally do that and it starts blinking twice, tap the program button again. It'll go back to blinking 1 time. When the light is blinking 1 time, you want to press and hold the program button until the light goes solid. So we're going to do that. I'm going to hold it down. Light's going to go solid. We're going to let off on the program button. Now the module is waiting to be programmed. At this point, we're going to go ahead and put the key back in. And we're going to turn it to the on position. Light's going to go red. You're going to wait and then turn the motor over. We're going to wait for that light to go green and then go out. From this point on, the module is programmed. We can shut the car off. This provides tachometer signals, so we're going to start the car again. We're going to put the Crime Stopper in program mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to teach it a tachometer signal. Tachometer is feature number 1, so we're going to push the program button again to go to feature 1. We got to click. That is acknowledgement that it's in feature 1. We want to push and hold the brake until we hear another click and get a horn honk. That is the remote starter learning the vehicle tachometer reference. So now the tach is programmed, and it's verification that the module is reading the tach signal from the car and communicating with the remote starter and being able to program a tach reference. So every feature should be working. We can go ahead and test the remote starter. We should be able to lock the doors with the Crime Stopper remote. And we would have to have them closed in order to see that. We should be able to unlock the doors from the Crime Stopper remote. Here, we'll lock them again. And then we'll unlock them. Okay. Now we're going to test the trunk feature. We're going to go ahead and press the trunk. Okay, we've got that opening. And we're going to go ahead and do a remote start. Okay, we have a successful remote start. We're going to go ahead and verify the heat is working. Okay, now we're going to also verify that the vehicle shuts off by pressing the brake. Okay, that's pretty much it. What we have left to do is to secure the module, run the antenna wire up the A-pillar and stick the antenna, and basically route the module wiring up over the steering column and back to the unit without creating any problems with interference. That's pretty much it. We're in our 2003 Chrysler Sebring. Basically going to show you the wrap up, the finished product. It's a remote starter install RS4 G4 or PSO4 G4, same thing. There's our connections on the ignition side of the column, the right side actually. Looking, mobilizer stuff. I have that jacketed. You run through a piece of shrink just to protect it. Here we have everything bound up. And a remote starter module back here, zipped up. See, a lot of guys just throw modules up in there, and I like to zip everything. Our DL, Datalink DL's back here. We're getting tack through data. We're getting the trunk through data. Just left the wires banded here in case we ever do need to run a tack in the future. There's a routing. Left the program switch hanging. Don't have to access that too much after we're done. Basically, that's it. The vehicle's ready to go back together. Sorry about that.